Well, Dan, what sort of game are you expecting? Anfield, I'm sure a lot of these town players have dreamt to play there. Obviously, a lot of them stepping up to the Premier League for the first time. How are you feeling this game will go and your prediction, my friend?
Yeah, it's interesting that because obviously, in terms of what we're immediately off the back of, we've seemingly shaken the shackles of that mini dip, however you want to describe it, for Liverpool, which was comprised of a couple of draws and a cup defeat in the first leg. So I know that sort of first world problems a little bit. I'm fully aware of that, but it still remains the case. So yeah, we did that last weekend, obviously, with that late show against Brentford, and the momentum off the back of that felt hugely significant, especially when Arsenal immediately dropped points. So we're coming into this bouncing with a decent result in midweek. Preparation-wise, we went through the motions a little bit against Lille because there's not loads of jeopardy in our Champions League campaign right now. Made some changes, made even more changes from the bench. So yeah, almost the ideal build-up to this game, really, for us. Whilst yourselves, obviously, we know what happened to you guys last weekend. So, yeah, I'm feeling confident. The Anfield factor is a factor, not all the time in every single game, but when it's needed, it can be there, is how I describe the atmosphere at Anfield sometimes. But don't get me wrong, start amazing, but sometimes, especially under this manager and in this iteration of Liverpool, because it is slightly less wild sometimes, the games, let's put it like that, it does feel like the crowd doesn't quite get as sucked in emotionally and doesn't quite get as on top. But again, if the game has that element of knife edge to it, that's when Anfield can come alive. So yeah, I'm anticipating a difficult one. I think Ipswich will come to play. I've been fascinated by McKenna's approach really all season long. I go back to that first game of the season. I was really intrigued to see what he would do because of the style of football that he played to get you through League One and the Championship. I spoke to Matt Holland pre-game first time around, and that was one of my biggest questions, like what will this look like? So I think McKenna will be relatively adventurous without going gung-ho, is how I describe it. But ultimately, I'm anticipating a similar sort of game to the one at Portman Road, really, in that I think it'll be competitive. I don't think we'll blow you out of sight. I think what will ultimately decide is the quality at both ends of the pitch. I like Lindelöf. I do. I think he's got a bright future and he's done really well thus far. But with all due respect, it's Lindelöf versus Mo Salah versus Darwin Núñez, back confident, versus Cody Gakpo versus Luis Diaz. So, and also it's Van Dijk versus, So I just think, I think that final thirds will decide the game of football. I think we'll just have too much for you. So prediction-wise, after saying all that, I'll say 3-0, and that sounds a little bit brutal and a little bit one-sided, but I do think it will be more competitive than I'm kind of making out.